What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. This is the recap for the Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 3, Heaven is a Place in Potomac. So the ladies all meet up at where the last episode left off, at Ashley's housewarming party. As you guys know, she moved out of her penthouse and moved into a place on the seashore. And Michael's name is still on the lease because he's helping her pay that. It's really nice. I think it's like $2 million house by the sea. So that's great. It gives the boys a chance to kind of spread their wings a little bit out of a small cramped penthouse. So once they get there, they are talking to, Robyn about Juan. And, she shares her response to their initial intervention, right? Robyn is at a place where, she says that she just hopes that people are not interested in her boring life, or she feels sorry for people being interested in her boring life. However, sweetie, you signed up for a reality show. Like, you're literally getting paid to put your life on display. And we've actually seen Juan, since he is currently unemployed, show up for the filming of this season. But, Robyn, she just seems like she's at a place of acceptance. Like, I don't know if it's her going through the 5 stages of grief in regards to their relationship. She said it was, initial, I guess, anger and then denial. And now she's moved on to acceptance. But, a lot of people are just like, okay, Robyn, like, you like it, I love it, right? Like, we can't want more for you than you want for yourself. We can't want, Juan to respect your marriage because this is the second time around, and Karen even asked, she's like, are you guys, is it like an open marriage? And Robyn's like, no, it's not an open marriage. She's like, is it a real, legal monogamous marriage? And Robyn's like, yeah, as if Karen and no one had any grounding to question her about Juan repeatedly, not once, not twice, but multiple times where he's been caught stepping out on her with various women, the woman from Canada at the hotel, Coach Bree, the laundromat, the other woman at the nail salon. Like, this man is just bopping around town, and it's just like this open secret where he consistently has a different lady in his vicinity and in his face that's not Robyn. But again, at this point, she knows, and she doesn't seem to necessarily mind or care. So, all right, Chica, you love it. You like it. We love it. Moving right along to Gizelle. She prepares Grace to go off to college. So that's really sweet, right? I think that, people do drag Gizelle all over the social media streets for being messy, for constantly meddling in other people's business, for, dragging her ex-husband, Jamal Bryant, back on the show for a fake storyline, which her daughters did not approve of. But the one thing that we can say in regards to Gizelle, no matter how tacky she is in her love life and in her clothes, her fashions, she's a really good mom. And the fact that, she's helping her daughter prepare for college, they're going dressing for one of her dances. I think it was prom. And, she says she's going, she's going stag, she's going dateless. And, Gizelle's kind of, playing with her. She's like, well, how do y'all do the dances? And her daughter's like, not like you're doing it. So I just think it's cute. I think that that's definitely one of the best attributes of Gizelle. And everybody says they enjoy when she films with her daughters. Okay, so then speaking of, of daughters, Mia. Okay, so Mia, she gets into it. So Mia confides in Karen Huger about the fact that, Dr. Wendy had called her slow and said that she was offended because her son has an IEP. Um, okay, if that's your response, that's not helping those allegations, my dear. The fact that, she said it within context of being sarcastic and snarky, as opposed to your son having a real, learning disability, is problematic because she was talking about you. She wasn't talking about your child, and she wasn't being literal, right? It was, she said it figuratively. She said it, in a way that she wants you to step up and do better. We all do. I think that we would all appreciate if Mia would put her thinking cap on a little bit and bring just a little bit more to the table than she has been. Let's move forward. So speaking of Wendy, shout out to her husband, Eddie. He has turned his, Happy Eddie, his name into some coins for his dispensary. So, I'm always here for new business ventures. Shout out to Eddie. And, we see Ashley and the rest of the ladies shopping for yellow because they're going to attend Dr. Wendy and Eddie's, their two sons' communion, their first communion, because they're Catholic. It's a Catholic family. So she wants everyone in yellow. And, Ashley, I like the first dress she had on with like the flowers because the one that she ended up deciding on, it was more club than church, in my opinion, especially with two young boys there. I just felt like, especially like, Ashley, you're not to sound like Darius Jackson, okay, coming after Kiki, because Kiki was at a grown folks concert with no kids around. But if you're going to a communion and the people who are being honored are two young men, and they look like maybe around like the ages of like around 8 to 10, I just felt like it was a lot of, it was really, really skimpy and like tight. I don't know. I mean, but that's Ashley, if that's what she chooses to wear, then that's what she chooses to wear. Ashley has not changed. I can see that, her two sons, Dean and Dylan, I think their names are, have not influenced her fashion choices. Um, she has a new set of twins that she introduced us to in the trailer, Diamond and something, her implants, so she wants to show them off even at the first communion. um, One thing I will say though is, because Wendy's mom was brought up, so um, a few things. Her mom is she has that like takeover spirit. Like she kept making the ceremony about her versus the two young men, which, okay, a lot of people in that age range, like a lot of elders tend to, you know, shine the light upon themselves or to make ceremonies about them, which, that just shows possibly that they didn't get the recognition that they should have when they were younger. But aside from that, when we first met Wendy's mom, her skin tone was very chocolate, like Wendy's, like her daughter. And to see the obvious bleaching of her skin is just heartbreaking. Not even from the wanting, the proximity to whiteness, but the chemical damage that causes, and those, like the color contacts, and just she just looks like a completely different person. But I recognize, because of colonialism and Eurocentric beauty ideas are damaging, and it's still very prevalent, especially in Africa. So I just wanted to point that out, that if you or you know anybody that does bleach their skin, please, 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 please um, read the research, the damaging research that it causes, because it is extremely harmful. Our skin is the biggest organ that we have, and it's very sensitive. And speaking of sensitive, the episode ends with Nneka, who is the new Nigerian cast member, telling Robyn, they're sitting outside, that she the Wendy's mom has a shrine and was doing like a voodoo type of hex on her and the family. And it's the fact that the editors, showed that in conjunction with the two young boys taking their first communion was an interesting choice. Um, the fact that she said that Wendy's mom has a shrine. And I'm like, I thought that Wendy would say she was raised Catholic. So, I just, voodoo and hoodoo is real. I mean, people practice it in Haiti and, different places in Louisiana, all over the world. And I'm not disparaging anybody's, religious choice. This is America. God gave man free will. You can do whatever you want. But when you start talking about putting curses and hexes and voodoo on other people, that is that's interesting, because I'm wondering, there's a lot of lawyers. I'm like, is that defamatory? I don't know. But that's what she said that her mom does, allegedly. But you guys, I want to hear from you. Drop down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts in regards to, this week's recap on this week's episode. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you later. Take care, Aces. Bye.